Now, I'm going to demonstrate using the floor versus using gravity. Now, it's not an easy concept to grasp because we've been using gravity to move around, to walk in the street for years and years and years since we were kids. So that has taken over. That's the instinctive things that we do, and that's what we would normally do. So using gravity, it means that in order to move, I will show you what I mean by that. So in order to move, instinctively what I do, that's my center of gravity somewhere here inside me, and it's at the moment is above my right foot, yeah, because otherwise I'll be falling over. So what do? I modify my posture, so I move my center of gravity forward, and then I put the foot down so I don't fall over. So I shift it and I put my foot just under my center of gravity, and then I move, yeah? So that's one way of using the center of gravity to move, using your gravity. You go backwards and you drop into your step. So again, I move and then I drop into my step. Yeah? You see, I move backwards and then I drop into my step. Yeah? So I'm exaggerating here. When we walk in the street, we're not doing it like that. We're doing a lot more subtly. So you go step, but that's exactly what you do when you're in the street. You're moving forward and then you go. So in tango it's a bit different, and you need to get acquainted with doing things differently, which means using the floor. So, and that's because you would need to do, at some point you need to do longer steps. You need to create energy that you cannot create in any other way but by pushing in the floor. So what do I mean by pushing in the floor? You see my vertical, my center of gravity is above my right foot, yeah? And now if I want to move forward, I move the body and the leg at the same time. The only way to do it is to push in my right. You see, I push and I step. Come together, bend a little bit, and then I push backwards. I don't fall backwards first. I actually maintain my verticality and I push in order to arrive, yeah? So, going sideways, there are two ways of doing this. You see, I drop in my step. You see, look how I'm leaning, 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 and then I go. Yeah? I'm leaning, 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 and then I go. And I always arrive on a bent leg. But that will not be in the spirit of dancing tango. It would be dropping into your steps all the time. I'm going to do the basic step of tango in one way, and then a different way. So by dropping, you will probably feel it's a bit exaggerating. Yeah? So I go, yeah, and then I go, and then I go. That's dropping, yeah? So dropping into my steps. I'm using gravity here, yeah? I'm exaggerating a bit, but that's I'm using gravity, yeah? Now, you see what I'm doing? Look, I'm moving and then I drop. And then I'm moving and then I drop. Moving, drop. So it look, if I was to dance a little bit faster, it would look a little bit like this. Yeah? So, as opposed to that, we want to do something else. We want to actually use the floor for long steps. I'll do the same step, the basic square, so side, forward, forward, side, back, back, but I'm going to do it with using the floor. So what I'm doing now, I'm loading my spring. I get the energy from the floor, yeah? I push in the floor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So effectively, it's a different quality of dance. Yeah, you can actually see it for yourselves, and you're much more in control. Now, that can be also used when you actually want to turn. You're pushing the floor, you turn, and as you arrive, so if I take a step now with a pivoting, yeah, so I first have to have the turn. Now, I load my spring, my energy, my engine, and then when I step, I push and I turn, yeah? So, and again, push and turn, push and turn, push and turn. You see, I'm turned already, push, and that allows me to turn. So it is important that you get this using the floor, pushing the floor. Effectively, it is like scootering. If you get on a scooter, you're on the scooter like that, and what you do, you effectively push in the floor. You come here, and then you push in the floor. That is what it is. Imagine you here in the scooter, you put a foot down, and then you push yourself forward, yeah? So that is exactly what it is. Look at that, scooter, and then push, yeah? And scooter, but now, well, it's a bit, just the analogy with the scooter, just stay there. So how do you actually practice to get it? Obviously you can do forward, side and back, but I'm going to do the side only for now. So I have to do an exercise to actually get this feeling. So the two things that you need to do, first, is to get into a side position. So you see, that's your position. Your engine for the energy to push in the floor is loaded, it's there, it's ready. Now keep this straight leg. Keep it straight, do not bend the knee. The only way to transfer the weight on my right now is to push in this, in my left, yeah? Maintain my verticality, and then if I push, I can transfer my weight, yeah? So, it's important that you keep the straight leg, because if you bend the leg, you can use gravity and do it. Without pushing in the floor, you can just bend and use gravity, but keep a straight leg, and that will force you to actually push in the floor. It will force you. Be careful when you practice, because what you would do, you actually push but you still bend knee. So keep it straight. When you can do that, that means, you see, look at this. When it's exactly like that what you do, look in the mirror and you'll see that is exactly what you need to achieve. So you go stretch and push. Prepare, collect, knees, heels, out. So keep it stretched. Do not try as hard as you can. Look in the mirror. The moment you see that you are like that, that's not good. So again, stretch, push, and you arrive. Stretch and stretch. Keep that position, then you collect. Yeah, so I'm balanced here. Now I'm collecting, bending, stretching, and go. And down. Stretch, push, collect, down, stretch, push, collect, out, push, collect and down, stretch, push. Obviously it has to be fluid. I'm doing here, I'm breaking it down, so it might look a little bit abrupt what I'm doing, but you need to practice that way in order to get the feeling. Once you got the feeling, you take out the stretching. So you just load your energy without stretching, there you go, arriving in the same position, you see? 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Okay? Now if I was to do this in profile, let's watch, down, push, 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 down, push. Okay? So this is how you do it.